good. There you go. No, he right, that way. Come back. Come back. So, well, good load. Turned out to be very legal. Nothing crazy. And it's much better than I thought it would. More than likely, I'm probably getting more, just as much money, if not more, as these guys. Even though they're hauling bigger and bigger stuff than I am. Power of negotiation. So these brokers will try to get you. We got 650 something miles to cover. And I mean, we've been there since 9 o'clock this morning, and we just left at 2:45. 5 hours and 45 minutes. Somebody owed me detention for at least 3 hours and 45 minutes. But every company is different. Some people offer you $50 an hour, some 100. It just depends. But you know, most people are not gonna offer you a lot. They might just give you a flat fee for wasting your time. So we're about to leave trucks, campers, trailers, keep right. We're about to leave Virginia, Portsmouth, you know, Norfolk area. Yeah, go to the tunnel. And then I think we take 64 all the way to 81. And then 81, probably go through 77, back through West Virginia. I'm contemplating if I should go through West Virginia or go all the way down to Tennessee and come back up, which is gonna cost me an extra hour. So I don't know yet. I'm not very heavy. I'm only like maybe 25,000 pounds. So going through West Virginia really is not a big deal. I'm not wide, I'm not tall, I'm all legal. So saving an hour, is it gonna be best? Or going down to 75 and then come back up to go to Kentucky, losing potentially an hour and 20 minutes. Which one is better? Well, we shall see, we'll find out. Go over there to the right, that's where the naval ports are. Some of them will keep some of their ships. I wonder what the fishing is like right here, man. I keep talking about fishing, but that's only because I haven't been able to go fishing for a very, 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 very long time. I'm talking about years. You know, I like fishing, I like going fishing, but it's not necessarily something I have to do. I go buy a boat so I can go fishing every so often. Whoa, golly. Yes, sir. a little mountain. It's not really steep, but it's long. Right now we're in 17. I got like 25,000 pounds on me. Nothing crazy. Gotta turn on your fan to your engine, try to keep your engine cool, even though it's cold outside. You know, stuff that you need to do when you're running up mountains, you know what I mean? I always try to turn your engine fan on, help you keep your engine cool. Probably the same thing when you're going down a mountain. If you look at my RPMs, I'm right at about 13 or so, 12, 13. Try to keep high RPMs, so I'm gonna drop down a gear, try to get my RPMs up to about 15. If you look at my RPMs now, I'm at 15. That's better for the truck. Give your truck a little bit more pulling power, and you're not putting that much pressure or strain on your engine, that you're at a higher RPM. Engine fans on, keep your engine cool. Temperature right at 170, give or take, which is good. You don't want a red line, you don't want anything over 220. In my case, I shoot for nothing higher than 200. So you gotta pay attention to that kind of stuff. You know, like the saying is, let the engine do the work. Even right now, I'm halfway up the mountain, but you know, she really crying for another gear. So I'm gonna drop her down one gear, but I'm pretty sure she's not gonna be able to maintain it. So I'm gonna have to go back down. I may drop her up a gear, but I'm pretty sure she won't be able to maintain a higher gear. So I'm gonna have to drop her again. But just for video purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a gear. And like I said, as soon as I drop that gear, I'm giving more gas, but my RPM is still at about what? 12, 13? Which ain't bad, but it ain't that great either. But I'm up the hill anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know, when you're going up a hill, you want to keep your RPMs as high as possible. Preferably right at about where you normally change your gear at, which in my case is right at about 14 or 1700 RPMs. But right there at 15, 14, 15 is normally a good rule of thumb in most trucks. I'm maxed out at 18 again, my highest gear, and again I'm struggling to keep my RPMs up. Drop it down to 17, RPMs back up at about 14, 15. Which, like I said, when you're climbing mountains, that's ideal. That's where you want it to be. Now that we reach the top of the mountain, you go back up to 18. That should be fine. If you realize, most truck drivers that drives manual or stick shift, at some point they get so used or so accustomed to driving their trucks, they really don't use the clutch anymore. The only time you use the clutch is when you are starting off and when you come into a complete stop. Or sometimes you might use it to help you go to your gear pretty quick. But other than that, most truck drivers that drive manual float gears. In other words, they're not using their foot at all. Or if they do, it's minimum. They're not doing it a lot. If you had to change, if you had to use your foot every time you change a gear, you know, you get what you call elephantitis, man. There's a lot of old school truckers back in the day used to have a big left foot, and you wonder why your left foot bigger than your right? Because you probably pushing that clutch 24/7. Every time you change a gear, you're pushing the clutch. There's some health health risk that goes with driving a semi-truck or goes with driving a truck, period. If you're not taking care of your body, you know, you could run into some health issues. So try to go to the gym if that's what you want to do. From time to time, you know, do a lot of leg push-ups and stuff like that, or work out your legs, or just walk around the truck stop whenever you stop. You know, keep your blood circulating. That's a real thing, by the way. You know, a lot of old school truckers back in the day used to have an oversized left foot, and they end up having complications with the left foot because of, you know, driving a manual. You don't have to worry about that too much when you come to automatic. But when you're driving a manual, all that double clutching, next thing you know, you got a big left foot. Your left foot is bigger than your right foot. I think it's called elephantitis, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if anybody ever came across that, or have you ever heard of that. Going up a slight grade, not very steep, but nonetheless, a grade up. Gotta drop a gear. Get my RPMs up to 15 again, or close to it. I need to go and get an engine oil change, all the fuel filters, probably by next week. Try to do it at least once a month, every 5 weeks or so, 4 to 5 weeks, 6 weeks, somewhere between there. Depends on how, you know, depends on how often you're running your truck. But I've been running the truck pretty steady for the last couple of weeks, so try to every 10 to 15,000 miles, get an oil change. Speed about 60 miles an hour coming up that hill. Can't even really call it a mountain, it's a hill. There's no real mountains over here, man. Mountains over there in Utah and Midwest and Californias and Oregons, places like that. Over here we just have hills. We're going down a mountain. Not a very steep mountain, but a mountain nonetheless. See, everybody comes speeding past me. I just started back up. I had to stop on the hill, you know, check my equipment, do a little quick pre-trip. So, for the most part, I'm gonna just let her roll down the hill in 18 with 25,000 pounds on her back. Nothing crazy. You get comfortable. I think this is probably one of the steepest, or is the steepest grade over here on 75. You know, we're not on 24. 24 is where you got Mount Eagle. We're not on 24. So I'm gonna have Jake go down the hill. Because like I said, we're already in 18, so that's the only way to kind of slow it down a little bit. Oh yeah, she moving. She trying to go. Yeah, she trying to go, people. She trying to go. The weight pushing her down the hill. Ain't no stopping. Coming around this curve up here, obviously you're doing 65 miles an hour. You need to slow your ass down. So you could use your trailer brakes, give a little slow down, see how that slow me down, and then turn on your Jakes, slow you down some more. Or you could drop a gear if you could slow it down enough. You know, most people would tell you, well, try not to change gears when you're going on a mountain. But if you catch the right RPMs, you could always change your gear, up or down. You just gotta catch the right RPM. So right there, we just dropped it one gear. So right now she's in 17, doing 65 miles an hour still, and we still got a ways to go. So again, just for video purposes, you want to slow down, turn your Jakes on. Let her sing. for the most part, you really don't need to do none of that stuff. You're not that heavy. You don't really need to use your jakes. Just catch your right gear and let the truck do the work. We're doing 68 right now. We're getting a little too fast. But if you look ahead, you can see where it's coming to an end. So I'm gonna just drop another gear just for the, and then you can jake up. That's how you come down the mountain. Jakes, trailer brakes, whatever you use to slow you down if you need to. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even think I touched the foot brake. If I did, I probably did it one time. But for the most part, let the truck do the work. Between the engine brake and the trailer brake, I probably only touched my foot pedal one time, which I really didn't need to. And that's it, we're down the mountain.
Hey, counting these commas, we run it up. All of these hoes, they won't come with us. Sipping that dirty, she getting real sloppy. Staying high, now she living the dreams. On the pants, Magello on me. Jolly Ranchers mix it up with the lean. Johnny Dang, all my diamonds on fleek. Pop me a perk and she think I'm a geek.